All right. How's everybody doing? I wanted to comment a little bit more about this Misa that we were talking about with the question of racism and so forth. And the issue that I want to really mention is, how do we define racism and so forth? On the same Facebook group, there was something about it's wrong to call it the Chinese virus. So then I said, well, maybe we should call it the communist virus. And there were people talking about how the Taiwanese certainly want to call it the Chinese virus, and they're racially Chinese. They're the Democratic Republic of China as opposed to the People's Republic of China. So I said, why don't we call it the communist virus? So then one chacham came up and said, well, a lot of the early communists were Jews and were against anti-Semitism too. I don't know if that was being sarcastic, because, again, I think that's racist. I think it's racist to identify communists as Jews, atheists as Jews. Judaism is a religion and not a race. And this whole idea of Semitism and anti-Semitism is farcical. You hear a lot of Arab will use, I understand it's a colloquialism, and you're not going to get rid of the colloquial use of the word anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic and anti-Semite and so forth. But, you'll hear Arabs who are colloquially will use the word anti-Semitic, say, I'm not anti-Semitic because I'm a Semite, right? Or even some other racists, because I'm not anti-Semitic, I don't have a problem with the Arabs, I have a problem with the Jews. So, then the scholars will stroke their beards and say, well, no, the term anti-Semitism specifically refers to Jews and not to other Semitic peoples. Shkoyach. All right. You're arguing on semantics as opposed to Semitics. And then there's discussion, what does it mean, Semitic? Does it mean you're from Shem ben Noach? Shem ben Noach, from Shem? That's what I understand it to mean. Other people say, no, it means you speak a Semitic language group, and so therefore, so if it means that you're an Einikl of Shem ben Noach, essentially it's a racial identity. Even though Shem ben Noach was a tzaddik, and he was somebody who followed Torah and taught Torah in Yeshiva Shem Be'aver, and we speak of a holy shame. But that's the Torah mentions that, and so, But the identity of being from Shem is the holy Shem, is the Bais Medrash, is the yeshiva, and it's not the communists who, a lot of them were kicked out of yeshiva. Some of them came out of the yeshivas, lighter, but they went off the derech. They're not part of Klal Yisrael anymore. And it only and the thing is the Muslims, what do they say? They say you're Islamophobe. They speak of Islamophobia. Why don't we speak of Judeophobia, or really Torahophobia, Bibliophobia? That really we should be united in a certain sense with Bible-believing Christians, much more than with ethnic, quote-unquote, Jews. Like my friend Rabbi Meza always says, he doesn't understand why a frum Jew would listen to Israeli music and not listen to Christian music that's quoting from the Psalms and doesn't mention Jesus. He understands if it mentions Jesus, that's not for us. But if it doesn't mention Jesus, so then what's wrong with a Christian singing the Psalms? I don't listen to either one, and I like to listen to Christian preaching, and I will not listen to Christian music, but I won't listen to Israeli music either. I'm not much of a music person, but to me, some of the best Jewish music is in English. And some of the better English Jewish songs sound not that different from a lot of the Christian songs. I'm saying contemporary Jewish music. Really, the best Jewish music are the Hasidic Nigunim, the old Hasidic hymns and so forth. But I was listening to Nissim Black, and I was impressed. With it's not my style of music, but the lyrics were very, very beautiful. What was it called? King of the World. It was very nice lyrics. So it is what it is. It reminded me of some old Piyutim and things, Yotzers. Anyway, that's essentially what I'm discussing here. I don't know what else to say. It's really. I'll mention though this other rabbi who mentioned this from Rav Yitzchok of Akko. He once said, it's on a recording. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want anybody to harass him. But he said, he said he believes in this is a rabbi who calls himself a religious Zionist, and he's a man who's a Talmud Chacham. He's a great Torah scholar. He's someone who I respect very highly. And he said like this. He said he wishes that the state of Israel would instead of being run by secularist ethnic Jews, being that it's the Holy Land, that it should be run by a coalition of religious leaders, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim, and maybe some other Baha'i or whatever, because it's of the holiness of the land, as opposed to being run by secular people who just happen to have a Jewish mother, and don't care about anything Jewish. Because his recognition is the holiness of the land, it should be run by holy people. And then when he said when it comes to people who, and he's not talking about reform and conservative. What happened?